Back in 2017, astronomers spotted something unlike anything they had ever seen before. A strange, elongated object had entered our solar system from interstellar space, moving at incredible speeds. At first, they thought it was a comet or asteroid, but it didn't behave like one. It had no visible tail, no signs of outgassing, and its acceleration defied explanation. Some scientists, including Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, even suggested that it could be artificial in origin, possibly an alien probe sent to study us. And just as mysteriously as it arrived, Oumuamua vanished into deep space, leaving behind more questions than answers. Now, something impossible has happened. Oumuamua has returned, and this time, it's not alone. Elon Musk has called this event the most important discovery in human history. Scientists are scrambling to make sense of what they're seeing. New objects, nearly identical to Oumuamua, are moving through our solar system in a way that shouldn't be possible. What are they? Where did they come from? And what do they want? Stay with us as we uncover the chilling details behind one of the most shocking discoveries in modern astronomy. When Oumuamua first appeared in 2017, astronomers quickly realized it was unlike any known space object. It had a strange, cigar-like shape, was highly reflective, and most puzzling of all, it accelerated as it moved away from the sun. This unexpected acceleration sparked a heated debate among scientists. Comets accelerate due to outgassing, releasing vapor when they get close to the sun, but Oumuamua had no visible gas, no tail, and no signs of traditional propulsion. Some proposed it was a fragment of a distant planetary collision. Others suggested it was a piece of alien technology, possibly a light sail, a thin structure propelled by solar radiation. The mystery seemed unsolvable. Oumuamua left the solar system before we could launch a probe or study it up close. For years, scientists assumed we would never get another chance to study an object like this. But then, against all odds, it came back. Astronomers detected a new object moving toward the inner solar system, following an almost identical trajectory to Oumuamua. At first, they thought it was a coincidence, but then, more objects appeared, all showing the same bizarre characteristic. Suddenly, Oumuamua was no longer a one-time event. Something was happening in deep space, and we were just beginning to understand its significance. As astronomers analyzed the new arrivals, they made a shocking discovery. These objects were almost identical to Oumuamua. Just like the original, they were long and thin, with a shape unlike any asteroid or comet ever seen. They had no visible outgassing, yet they accelerated in unpredictable ways. But this time there was a crucial difference. They were not alone. At least two other objects were detected following the same general path. They weren't moving chaotically like random space debris. Instead, they were traveling in what appeared to be a coordinated formation. This raised an unsettling question. Was Oumuamua truly a lone visitor in 2017, or was it part of something much bigger? If the new objects were following the same route, could they be connected to the first one? And if so, was this just the beginning of something even more mysterious? Elon Musk himself acknowledged the significance of this event, stating that if these objects are truly related to Oumuamua, we are dealing with either an entirely new natural phenomenon, or something far more unsettling. Governments, space agencies, and private aerospace companies immediately began investigating. And that's when things got even stranger. Unlike in 2017, when Oumuamua escaped before we could react, this time humanity was ready. NASA, ESA, and even private space companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin quickly began formulating plans to intercept the objects before they vanished into deep space again. For the first time in history, a global effort was underway to send a spacecraft to study an interstellar object up close. NASA proposed a probe that could be launched immediately using existing technology to track and study the mysterious visitors. Meanwhile, China's space agency announced its own plan to intercept one of the objects, sparking a new space race. The European Space Agency, eager to participate, suggested repurposing an existing spacecraft to get a closer look. This unprecedented response signaled one thing. The world's leading scientists and space agencies now believe that these objects are more than just random space rock. But time is running out. If humanity doesn't act fast, these objects, just like Oumuamua, will disappear once again, possibly forever. And if they do, what vital information will we lose? One of the most chilling theories surrounding Oumuamua's return is that it may not be a natural object at all. If these objects are not comets, not asteroids, and not debris from some distant cosmic event, then we must consider the possibility that they are something else entirely. Some scientists have suggested that they could be a type of probe, an ancient surveillance system sent by an unknown intelligence. Think about how we send out Voyager 1 and 2, carrying messages and information about Earth. What if an advanced civilization had done the same thing millions of years ago? Could Oumuamua and its companions be observing us? And if so, who sent them? This question has led some experts to consider an even darker possibility. What if these objects are not just observing? What if they are responding? Could the return of Oumuamua mean that whoever sent it now knows we are watching? If that's the case, the biggest question of all is, what happens next? As astronomers continued tracking these new interstellar visitors, they noticed something that defied all expectations. Unlike asteroids and comets, which follow predictable paths dictated by gravity, these objects were moving as if they were adjusting their course, intentionally. At first, scientists thought it was just observational error. But as more data came in, the anomalies only became more pronounced. These objects were accelerating and decelerating in ways that shouldn't be possible for a natural object. Some researchers speculated that they could be using an unknown propulsion mechanism, one that we don't yet understand. Others suggested that they might be responding to something, perhaps even to our own observations. The real shock came when one of the objects slightly altered its trajectory after a deep space radar scan was conducted on it. It was a subtle change, barely noticeable, but it was there. If these objects were nothing more than floating space debris, why would they react to being observed? Elon Musk's concerns became even more pressing. He warned that if these objects were artificial, we might be dealing with technology far beyond our own. And if they were just a natural phenomenon, then we were witnessing something that completely rewrote our understanding of physics. But as scientists scrambled for answers, a far more alarming possibility emerged. What if these objects weren't just passing through? What if they had a destination? As more observatories around the world focused on tracking these objects, astronomers began